Okay, now you've got yourself on your side. Make sure your head's well supported on a towel or a pillow, and your neck's in a nice position. Neutral position of your spine, tilt the pelvis, flatten your back. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. Bring the ribs down towards the pelvis. Focus on your breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Build the pelvic floor, create the box, build the box. The sides come together, front and back come together, and the base of the box goes up inside, and then breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. We're going to do opening the door. Okay, so what I want you to do is you're going to, the shoulders at 90 degrees, elbow 90 degrees, and you're going to stretch the pec muscle, the chest muscle. So it's a small movement, lead with the hand rather than the elbow. You get a stretch on the pec, and then return. So be gentle with this stretch because it will affect your neck. Okay, be gentle with the stretch, don't force it. Same time you're doing this, the belly button, ribs, pelvic floor is maintained. Focus on your breathing, gently open and gently close. Lead with the hand, not the elbow. And you'll find it shortens the pec, flatly engaged. And again, I'll repeat, draw your belly button in towards your spine, bring the ribs down towards the pelvis, build the pelvic floor, build the box, the sides, front and back, elevate from the center, focus on your breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Nice control. So the pelvis is stable while you open the door, 90 degrees hip, shoulder and elbow. Lead with the hand, not the elbow, you'll find it shortens even more. And what you can do with this, you can add a little rotation to the trunk and waist. Once you get your pec stretch, add a little rotation to the waist, just gently. And again, focus on the pelvis, belly button's engaged, ribs are down, build the box and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Nice and controlled. Lower abdominals, pelvic floor, bring the ribs down. Keep saying that over and over again, and I'll go into your subconscious. And switch on all the time. A lower threshold of 40%. We'll have two more of these. Lower abdominals, pelvic floor, and breathe. And relax. Okay, now we're going to concentrate on glute medius around the pelvis, big stabilizers. Very important for mobilizing and moving about. So if you put your finger, your thumb or your hand on that muscle around the glute, so you get feedback through your hand, you feel it, but also you're going to be in a position to stop yourself rolling back. Because when you do this exercise of lifting your knee, you'll want to roll back. People want to roll back and start using their back muscles rather than focusing on glute medius. And this is the area that we want to work on, okay? So begin to do your knee lift without rolling back. And you should feel under your thumb or fingers that contraction of that muscle. At the same time, draw your belly button in, ribs are down, and build the pelvic floor while you're doing this knee lift. So the knee lift, and your feet are together to start with, so you get that nice movement. If this is easy for you to do, you've done lots of this before and you feel strong, you can make this harder by taking your foot away from the other foot. So the full weight of the leg is being worked on the glute medius. So you've got the full weight of the leg. And you'll start feeling the muscles contracting even more, and then probably get a bit more fatigue going on in there. But try not to cheat, try not to roll back, that's the difficult bit. It's worth keeping your pelvis exaggerated forwards a little bit just to get yourself in a good position. And again, belly button's engaged, ribs are down, build the pelvic floor, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. We'll have two more of these. And then relax, give yourself a little massage in this area with the heel of your hand or your fist. Just loosen that off, because this is where we're going to focus on, we're going to spend a lot of time working on. So, feet and knees are together, pelvis into a neutral position, tilt the pelvis, engage everything, lower abdominals, pelvic floor. So we're going to do the position where it's called the clam. So your feet are together but they're in the air. Begin to open the clam fully and then close the clam without rolling back. It's not easy. If this is too uncomfortable on your hip, just go back to the first one we just did and repeat that one. But if you're happy with this is the clam. Open and close in this position and feel how hard this muscle glute medius is working in that area. And if you can, try not to roll back, focusing on glute medius doing all the work, not your back muscles, alright? Now what I want you to do is you're going to open the clam in a fully open position, hold that position, draw your belly button in towards your spine. You're going to close an inch, open an inch, close, open and hold. Hold that. You're now going to bring the ribs down towards the pelvis, close an inch, open, close, open, hold. Yeah? Build the pelvic floor in this position. The box sides from back, elevate from the center. Breathe, close an inch, open an inch, close, open, hold. Hold that. Think about your breathing, lower abdominals, the pelvic floor, everything's working. Leslie's now going to do 5 full range opening and closing in her own time now. Nice, slow, full range movements. Focusing on her pelvis, making sure glute medius is doing all the work and she's not rolling back using her back muscles. This is focusing on glute medius, which is getting tired and fatigued. This is where you're getting strong. This is the second exercise, so already this will be getting tired and worked on. So 5 of those, and then Leslie can rest. And then she'll give us a little massage in the glute, heel your hand or fist, just to loosen that up. And again, we're going to hit the same target muscles, okay? Feet and knees are together, neutral position of the spine, belly buttons engaged, ribs, pelvic floor. So a bit of stamina work, just lift the leg up, hold that position, as you can see there. Hold. You're going to down an inch, up an inch with the knee. Down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. Hold that position. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Down an inch, up an inch, down, up, and hold. Think about the ribs coming down towards the pelvis. Down an inch, up, and hold that. Build the pelvic floor, build the box, the sides, from the back, elevate from the center. Down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. Hold that position. Think about your breathing, pelvic floor, ribs, belly buttons, all engaged. Down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. Hold that position. We're now going to go into a standing position parallel to the floor, and we're going to do some small extensions. So it's extensions of the hip, shortening the glutes. Point the toes to the sky, you can shorten even more. And this should be really screaming out. That muscle will be working extremely hard now. And fatigue is sitting in there, so I'm going to make it work. And I'm going to get Leslie to build the pelvic floor in this position. Bring the sides together, front and back together. Elevate from the center. Breathe. Last 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Stay in this position. So we've actually done all the abductors of this side. So we're going to do the adductors of this lower leg. So bend the top knee, straighten the bottom leg, engage the lower abdominals, pelvic floor, and breathe. And we're going to do a low effort lift of the lower leg. Low effort, don't force it. Lift up and then slowly down. Lift up, slowly down. Same time while Leslie doing the abductors, I'm going to focus on the pelvis. Draw the belly button in and breathe. Bring the ribs down towards the pelvis and breathe. Building the pelvic floor in this position Bring the sides together, front and back together. The base of the box goes up in the middle, and you breathe while you lift and lower. Lift, lower. And again, say to yourself, belly button, ribs, pelvic floor, and breathe. And repeat. Gentle lift, gentle lower. And repeat. Belly button, ribs, build the pelvic floor, build the box, and focus on your breathing. Gentle lift, gentle lower. We'll do 2 more of these. Last one. And relax. Okay, we've done on that side, so if you turn over onto your back, we'll have a little stretch. And when you turn over, make sure the pelvis is switched on all the time. Bring your knees into your chest, stretch your glutes and hips off. And you can do a stretch in it. Okay, now get the neutral spine, neutral position, engage the belly button, bring the ribs down, build the pelvic floor, build the box, the sides, the front, creates the box, the base of the box goes up inside like an elevator. Focus on your breathing. We're going to be opening the door so the shoulders at 90 degrees, elbows at 90 degrees. Lead with the hand so you get a stretch on the chest muscles. So at the same time you're opening the door, focus on the pelvis, stabilize the pelvis. So the belly button's engaged, ribs are down, build the pelvic floor, build the box. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Be gentle with the stretch. As I've said before, it does affect your neck, so be gentle with the stretch. Don't force the stretch, be gentle. And again, draw the belly button in towards the spine. Bring the ribs down towards the pelvis. Build the pelvic floor. Nice and gentle with stretch. Keep the pelvis stable. You can add a little bit of rotation to the trunk and waist. Once you get the pec stretch, add a little rotation to the trunk and waist. Nice and gentle. And again, maintain. Draw the belly button in. Bring the ribs down. Build the pelvic floor. Hold that pelvis in stability while you breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Nice and gentle. Belly button, ribs, pelvic floor, gentle stretch. We'll have 2 more of these. Last one. And relax. Okay, now we're going to go on to glutes medius. So if you put your thumb, your finger, and your hand onto the glute medius area, feet and knees are together, slightly put your pelvis slightly forwards, which stops you cheating. Everybody wants to roll back. It's a natural way of cheating. So what I want you to do is feel that muscle while you do your knee raise. Your feet are together. To start with, draw your belly button in, ribs are down, pelvic floor is engaged. Focus on your breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. This is easy to do with your feet together. You can make this more difficult by taking your other foot away from that lower foot. And that's now more difficult. You've got the full weight of the leg. It's asking more of glute medius to work even harder. Okay? So make sure your knee is always higher than your foot to get that position of abduction at the hip. You can see that's a lot more difficult to control. Again, belly button's engaged, ribs are down, pelvic floor's engaged, and you breathe. And keep saying it. Repeat, repeat, repeat. keep it stable. So that's going to get tired now. We're going to do 2 more of these. Keep the pelvis on. We've got 1 more to do. Excellent, and relax there. Alright, give yourself a massage in that area with the heel of your hand or your fist into the glute medius, okay? Reset the pelvis and spine back into that neutral position. Engage the belly button, ribs and pelvic floor. We're going to do the clam, so your feet are together, and then you open the clam fully and close the clam fully. Full range. And again, try not to roll back, it's difficult. If it's painful on your hip underneath, which is resting on the floor, go back to the first exercise you did, because sometimes this can be uncomfortable. If you can do it, great. So again, draw the belly button in, ribs are down, pelvic floor, build a box, focus on your breathing, open fully, close fully. Keep that control, there's a lot of control. So now glute medius is working extra hard. It's already done a session of knee raises. We're going to do another one, and then the next one we're going to hold. Okay, so in this position here, draw the belly button in, and then think about dropping the knee 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch. Hold that position. Draw the ribs down towards the pelvis, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch. Hold that position. Build the pelvic floor, build the box, the sides, the front and back. Elevate from the center, breathe, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch. Hold that position. Think of everything working together, the breathing, pelvic floor, bring your ribs down, belly buttons in gear, everything's working. So we're going to do 5 full range opening and closing. Nice control. Leslie's going to focus on keeping the pelvis stable, going through the sequence. Belly button engaged, ribs are down, pelvic floor is built, build a box. Focus on your breathing, be disciplined with the movements. And when Leslie's done 5 of those, so you can have a rest and massage into the glute medius with the heel of a hand, alright? So these are the abductors that we're working on, very, very important muscles. Okay, let's reset. Pelvis in neutral, feet and knees are together. We're going to do a little bit more stamina work. Raise the knee and hold the position of the knee. Okay, so the full knee is up and the foot's away. It's working hard in that position. Draw your belly button in, hold, breathe. You're going to go down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, and hold. Right, draw the ribs down towards the pelvis. Down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, hold. Build the pelvic floor, the box, in the sides, front and back, elevate from the center. Down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down, up and hold. Everything's working now, the breathing, the ribs, pelvic floor, bring the belly button in. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a leg in a standing position parallel to the floor, with small extensions of the hip, small extension using the glute medius, shortening the glute medius even more, extend the hip. So push back a little bit like so, that's it. Point your toes to the sky, shortens it even more. So that'll be screaming at Leslie now, I'm really punishing this muscle here. Again, belly button, ribs, pelvic floor, work hard on this. This is the last 9, 8, squeeze. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Stay in that position. Give yourself a massage here. We've done all the abductors. Right, now we're doing the last of the adductors. So you straighten the bottom leg, bend the top leg over, straighten the bottom leg, and then you're going to raise that bottom leg with a low effort. Don't force it up. It might only go half an inch, it doesn't matter. It'll just go where it'll go. Just lightly up and lightly down. Same time, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Bring the ribs down towards the pelvis. And again, build the pelvic floor in this position. build the box, the size, front and back, elevate from the centre, and focus on your breathing. So gentle lift, gentle lower. Gentle lift, then lower. Draw in the belly button, bring the ribs down, build the pelvic floor, focus on your breathing. We'll have 2 more of these. And relax. And then we're going to have a stretch. So Leslie can lie on her back, do a stretching, bringing the knees into her chest. And during all these exercises, if you get discomfort and pain, you stop and do some of these stretches, and then you can restart. Okay, reposition, refocus, and start again. All right. Lengthen the back. Still have the pelvis switched on when you do your stretches. Belly button's engaged, the ribs are down, pelvic floor stays on all the time. Working on a very, very low threshold. Now we can do some bridging. I'm going to do a little bit of bridging while we're in this position. So again, what we're going to do is the feet and knees in line with your hips. Make sure your head's in a nice position, well supported, nice long neck, shoulders are in neutral. So we're going to roll like you're going to roll the spine, tilt the pelvis, flatten your back, and roll off the mat and lift up into your spine into a bridge position. Hold that position. Belly button's engaged, the ribs are down, build the pelvic floor. And then you're going to start with the upper part of your spine, roll your spine down, then your lower back into the mat. Like so, and that's a bridge. And then you're going to repeat. Belly button, ribs, pelvic floor, tilt, flatten your back, roll off the mat into a bridge. Now if you get hamstring cramps or pain in the hamstrings, if you bring your feet closer to your backside, it releases the hamstrings off. So that might help. So again, repeat. Don't forget belly button, ribs, pelvic floor staying on when you're up and all the way down. You're going to roll from the upper part of your spine all the way down to your lower back, flatten your back and focus on your breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth, and then repeat. Now the next one we're going to do, if you stay over the top there in this bridge position, you can make this harder by just straightening one of your legs and keeping the pelvis straight, and then return that leg and then go back down. We're going to do the other side. And again, you're thinking belly button, ribs, pelvic floor. Roll into a bridge. Test the other leg. Keep it parallel, pelvis, and then roll back down again. Unless it's going to do another 2 of those. Flatten, belly button, ribs, pelvic floors engaged. Made much tougher by extending your leg. You can go half the distance, you don't have to go the full distance, but test it out. So this is quite advanced. Brilliant. This is the last one we're going to do. If there's anybody who can actually do 2 legs, please give me a ring. I've never seen it done, but I'm sure there's somebody out there who can do it. And then relax, okay? And that's the bridging with some extension. Again, do another stretch. Bring your knees into your chest. Take your time. Focus on your breathing, but keep everything switched on, particularly in your stretches as well. Lower abdominals, pelvic floor, bring your ribs down and breathe, okay? We're going to jump in the face down.
You just roll them straight into it. Just double check the red button. So
yeah. Okay, so I want you to turn over we're going to do face down. Make sure your forehead's on a towel or a pillow so you can breathe. You've got a nice long neck, nice neutral long neck, hands by your side. Switch on your glutes, draw your belly button towards your spine, bring the ribs down towards the pelvis, build the pelvic floor in this position, the sides come together, the front and back come together to create the box. The base of the box goes up like an elevator, and focus on breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Now we're going to concentrate on getting the shoulder blades in neutral. I don't want you to lift your arms, I just want to bring the shoulder blades back into a neutral position, using the rhomboids here. Hold that position for a count of 10, keeping the pelvis switched on at all times, and then you can relax those muscles off. Okay, that's what I want you to start with. So don't lift your arms, and again repeat, shoulder blades at neutral, using these muscles here to keep your shoulders, and then relax. And we'll do one more time with that. Again, Leslie's bringing the shoulder blades back, the arms staying down. Now we're going to add on to this. If you keep that position there, add the weight of the arms, and then small oscillating movements to a count of 10, while you keep this neutral position back, nice long neck, glutes are on, belly button, ribs, pelvic floor, stabilize and breathe in this position. You're doing sets of 10 of those. And then you relax off. But the first thing you always do is the shoulder blades, then your arms, then your hundreds, and then focus on your belly button, ribs, pelvic floor. And this time you can add on a little bit where once you've set your shoulders, ribs, pelvic floor, Leslie likes to call it a dart. Bring your shoulder blades down so you push down with your hands. But also you can lift your head away from the towel so everything's working. Your neck muscles are also working as well. Lower abdominals, pelvic floor, get the glutes on, everything's working. And then repeat that again. Okay? So Leslie's getting the shoulder blades into neutral, then the arms are coming up, and then hundreds, small oscillating movements with the arms. And she's focused on the belly button, ribs, pelvic floor are working, and she's lifted right off the towel so her neck muscles and all her back and spine are working together. And you just repeat. Good. So the shoulders are going to go into neutral, the arms are up, hundreds are coming in. Lifting the head off the towel, breathe, belly button, ribs, pelvic floor, breathe. We're going to do one more of these. Glutes are on, pelvic floor, shoulder blades, arms, hundreds to a count of 10, and you repeat. But don't forget the belly button, the ribs, the pelvic floor. Raise your head from the towel. Nice long neck. Make sure you've got a long neck so you're looking down if anything. Okay, and then relax there. We're going to move on to Superman, Superwoman, Superperson. Your arms are above your head. To get a feel of this movement, make sure everything's glutes are on, lower abdominals. Lift your opposite arm and leg about an inch or two, and then have a feel of the other side. If you're comfortable with that, what you're going to do, you're going to add hundreds to your arm and your leg. Small little oscillating movements to a count of 10. At the same time, draw in your belly button. Pelvic floors engaged, build a box. Bring the ribs down. Focus on your breathing. Nice long neck. This is a good position to be in. This is a nice exercise to do if you have got a sore lower back. Have a go at doing sets of these, and this might just be enough just to stabilise your back. And also one of those stretches that we do in between the exercises is a nice way to stretch the back off as well. Okay. So again, belly button, draw your belly button in, bring your ribs down, build the pelvic floor, build the box, focus on your breathing. Get your glutes on. Think about your belly button, the ribs, pelvic floor. We're going to do 2 more of these. It's a good workout. Draw in that belly button, Bring the ribs down. It's a good test for bringing the ribs down because your arms are above your head. It's even more difficult because it lifts the ribs up. And then relax there. Now this is the important bit where I like, particularly at the end of the session, is to curl up into a ball and choose whether you want to lie on your back or on all fours or on your side. And what I would do is get your towel, put it between your knees, roll your towel up, put it between your knees because you're using your abductors to pull pelvis round in a better position. And think about keeping the ribs down, particularly the left side. So you're going to fill your lungs fully, in through your nose, out through your mouth. But empty all the air out. And at the end of the exhale, pause, 1, 2, 3, and then back in through your nose. At the same time, squeeze your adductors together, bring your ribs down, and keep your ribs down while you do the breathing. Fill the top part of your lungs, empty and fill, and pause. So you can do that on your knees, you can do it on your side, you can even do it in sitting, and you can do it lying on your back. So all these things, this is what I want you to go to every day. If you have a little niggle, this could be enough, this breathing action, to get rid of your discomfort and pain, just doing this. If you haven't got a towel with you, you can just put your fist between your knees to do the same. But it's filling and emptying your lungs, keeping the ribs down. You're playing around the nervous system. So we're changing from a sympathetic nervous system to a parasympathetic nervous system. You're going to be more relaxed. After this, you might feel a bit dizzy. Don't be alarmed. Just get back to normal breathing. Okay, you might hyperventilate a little bit. Just get back to your normal breathing. And we'll demonstrate this again in sitting. Once Leslie's got over this first breathing bit. So if you go into sitting, again, towel between the knees or a fist between the knees. So you're basically getting rid of the curve in your back. You go into a rounded back, you're really rounded. So you go back as if you're in your mother's womb, really. Curl up into a ball. So if you roll into a ball, drop down, squeeze the towel between your knees, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Fully empty and fill. But as you empty, at the end of that empty, pause. 1, 2, 3. Get those ribs down. Stay down. And force into these ribs and you feel things stretch. And this should work straight away. 4 or 5 breaths and you'll get the benefits from this here. And after that we're going to demonstrate, we'll get Leslie to demonstrate in standing as well. So if you go back to a good standing position, soft knees, neutral spine, tilt the pelvis, engage the belly button, ribs are down, pelvic floor is built, you've got a good standing posture. You're now going to tuck your tailbone down and roll under, curl up into a ball. Now, depending on your knees, you might want to go down a little bit, it's up to you, but you can go the full range, is the maximum, level 5. Squeeze the towel in through your nose, out through your mouth, focus on your ribs, keep your ribs down while you do the breathing, head down as well. So you can do that in standing. It all depends on the function of your knees, how good your knees are. So choose sitting or standing. Okay? Feel better for that?
Yeah.
Good. See, it works.